We friends are free. Oui, comme chanter.
Bonjour mes amis.
Bonjour mon frère. Bomba.
That's close.
You know that song? Yeah.
It's a Congolese song.
Yeah, true, but he needs to hear some French in that.
We are ready? Jumbe? You say.
She looks so cute.
What's summer and fruit? Here is your daily quiz reminder, listeners. You still have a chance to answer our quiz questions. Send those answers into pound 9870 for your chance to win one of our awesome prizes. Earlier in the show, we were talking about what we're going to be covering here on What Are You Doing a little bit later, right after. And we were talking about how many sweet summer fruits that you may have already started to enjoy, which brings us to our, of course, quiz question. Today's not really so much a quiz question as it is that thing we want to know. We want to know what's your favorite summer fruit. Of course, we've got some choices for you. So A, there's Korean melon, B, watermelon, C, grape, D, peach, or E, other fruit. Maybe there's something else you like to know more. Maybe there's a fruit you want to kind of explore a little bit more deeper, or you want to see us try because you think it might be funny. Please, nobody suggest durian fruit. If you have a story or even a memory related to your favorite fruit, we really want to know. Share them with us. These are summer fruits. And, of course, send us a text to pound 9870, but keep in mind a short text will cost you 51, a longer text will cost you 101. But, of course, sending in any text message with your favorite summer fruit, you have a chance to win a lovely prize, which includes a gift certificate to Bitgal Women's Hospital and a 10,000 won gift card to Bakery Eriksson in Yeongwan. Up next is part 3 and 4, where you and we answer the question, what are you doing? Let's meet together live on NotTube on channel GFN. So keep it tuned here to GFN, 98.7 FM in Gwangju, 93.7 FM in Yeosu.
Kayla is looking young today.
My daughter did my hair today. So.
핑크. 음료수 좀 들어주라.
He's drawing the picture.
Throughout history, humans have been curious about the world around them. We are almost always doing or seeing, making, or thinking about something. Our curious nature leads us to ask our friends, family, neighbors, and acquaintances, what are you doing? Join us to find out. In the studio, I'm your host, Kayla Nichols, and welcome now to What Are You Doing? Hello, and good morning, and what are you doing? Frank?
Good morning.
Oh, that was very deep, Elvis. I can't go that deep. Good morning.
Of course, I should do something that you can't do.
How low can you go?
Maybe that's the lowest.
Good morning.
Wow!
Just gotta go higher.
Okay, can you go that low?
Good morning.
Not
Not the best.
How about the highest? Okay, April, can you go that low?
Good morning.
Nah.
No. What
Try
is
higher.
the highest?
Okay, Frank.
The highest?
Oh.
Don't scream in the mic.
But
Good morning. That's the highest I
Oh,
can
my
do.
God, okay. Elvis, good morning!
That's
Like the gag with Jane, you kidding? Good morning! April, how high can you go? That's very high. I don't know how high I can go.
Oh, that's high.
Wow.
It's like a mouse. If we haven't lost our listeners. Listeners, What Are You Doing is, of course, meeting you in multiple ways. While our voices and music come out on the radio, the show is also being live streamed on NotTube, so you can check out channel GFN. Come and join us every Wednesday. Now, on NotTube, it's 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., but on the radio, we are 11 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. And don't forget, when you go on to NotTube, click like and subscribe to channel GFN so you don't miss a thing.
매주 수요일 11시에서 12시 GFN이 라디오뿐만 아니라 너튜브로도 여러분을 찾아갑니다. What are you doing? 이름하여 뭐하니?
All right, so do you know what we're doing today?
Yeah, well, there's a very healthy display.
Yeah,
of-
colorful display.
Yeah, listeners, I'm begging you, go on to Channel GFN on NawTube and check it out. We have the most delicious looking, amazing fruits. We're talking about summer fruits today. And of course, we're going to talk about our favorite fruits. We're going to talk about fruits maybe we don't like so much.
And we might have a common enemy.
Yes, a stinkier common enemy. We're just basically going to explore the world of summer fruits. We're going to have yummy fruits mukbang time, which I'm really excited about. Because summer in Korea is definitely the season for fresh fruit,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They're the time, and of course, you know when it's so hot and you don't actually feel like eating because everything in your stomach just feels heavy and you just feel too sweaty, and you don't want to cook because anything that generates heat, you're just like, no. And there's only so many cold noodles you can actually eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner before you're like, cold noodle, no. So, fruit, that's what we turn to, right?
Yes.
And
Yep.
fruit is very hydrating. Fruit is very nourishing. It's got lots of vitamins, healthy. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Okay, so Frank, what fruits come to your mind when you think of summer in Korea?
When it comes to summer in Korea,
Don't look at the ones on the table to help you. Oh, I think
I think of strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
But for a summer fruit, isn't strawberries like a May time
It's
kind
like
of
spring
fruit?
ones,
Yeah.
but
That's
they
kind of
still
a personal taste.
Oh,
they still grow them in the summer.
I was going to say, I do think of strawberries because in Canada, as April knows, that's when you go strawberry picking,
Picking.
blueberry picking, raspberry picking. Oh, I was going to say cherries, yeah, a little bit at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So that is like the season. But in Korea,
When it comes to Korea,
무슨 과일?
suba.
수박.
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten udon?
Mudung sunba.
Oh, those
That's-
are so nice.
I've never seen watermelons so big in my life. I saw a lady, like an old lady carrying one, and I kid you not, the thing was like bigger than a baby. Like bigger than twins. And I thought it must be like, oh, 10만 won. Just kidding, not that expensive, but they
Mudung
are.
sun is, I had like, it's like, it can go up to 20만.
Wow.
But they're massive.
Yeah,
they're really
expensive.
Yeah.
But they're also like the most, like the best tasting watermelons I've ever had in
Yeah.
Gwangju. They're so juicy, flavorful. Like I've never had a bad one.
They're crisp too.
They can feed like an entire soccer team with one. There you go.
The
How
price
big
then
is
makes
it?
sense.
To be about Ishimano.
She
How
said,
big
she
is
said
it?
it's
I'm not
Like
kidding.
a
It
big-
literally was about 2.5 feet long, and then like
Huge.
like an egg shape,
Wow.
wow.
like a little Korean woman. I was like, how do you? Like, I don't know. I could, you know.
Wow.
Himise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
Well,
so Elvis.
For me, I'll actually go. I'll back Frank. The watermelon really comes to mind.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. So whenever it's summer and you need to have like get that half piece of yours and put it in the refrigerator and
Right.
be cutting a little bit and enjoying. Very nice. Yeah.
These days, I love the fact when you go to a mart, you can find half or quarter of watermelon because before you
You
could
have to
only
get the
just
full.
have the full one, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't eat that because I was the only one in my house that would eat
Yeah.
watermelon.
Yeah.
Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, I feel sick. So much watermelon.
I'll go for that.
But I'm not wasting it. I won't waste it.
And then every meat.
You know what's really good? Underage listeners, close your ears for a minute. Drill a hole in your watermelon. Yeah, close Frank's ears. Innocent ones, no, listen. You cut a hole in your watermelon and then you turn over an adult beverage like soju into your watermelon.
You have to dig little holes.
Yeah, you have to like dig out a tiny bit, right? But and then it goes in, and then you just replace, and then you can stick it in the fridge or even the freezer. And then when you're having a barbecue or you're camping, but be careful in transportation; it does get a bit messy.
Yeah.
Then you, it's adult only watermelon.
It's like alcohol sipping into
No,
the
it's
hole.
like you
You
cut
just eat
open,
the
yeah, like the watermelon kind of absorbs
Yeah.
the
the
alcohol.
alcohol, and then
I
every
thought
time
you use the watermelon as the cup.
No.
You could.
there is a-
you would, right? But that would be a huge
Like single-use cup.
Wow.
watermelon flavor. You make like a slushy out of it, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think My mom used to call it Saskatoon slush, but
Oh, okay.
it's like different fruit. You take because the watermelon acts like the punch bowl or whatever, and then you mush the watermelon puree inside. So you can take out the seeds if you want to.
Yeah.
You can add anything else you want, or you can add vodka, or you can add. I like Malibu rum. Because it's like a coconut rum with your watermelon. It's very tropical.
Yeah.
Again, adult. All right, unplug children's ears now.
Okay.
now Frank can listen.
I'm back.
April, what about you?
So for me, my favorite Korean, I guess, summer fruit is subak, obviously. But like I've seen so many people, especially my mom, she loves the Korean melon, the Oriental melon, chame.
Yes.
Yes. So like I think chame is like more representative of Korean summer fruit.
Yeah.
I'm definitely actually going to say, although I love watermelon, I think of chame first.
Yes.
When I think of, because watermelon is or can be quite expensive, and again, you can only eat it in season, but you have to eat it with like a lot
many
of
people.
people unless you can get a smaller
Right.
size. But you can eat one chame all by yourself without
Exactly.
feeling too. And you can eat the seeds. I
Yes.
would just like to reiterate that one again.
Yeah, people don't eat seeds. Oh my goodness.
Some people
I
are
didn't.
allergic, I think.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't at first because I thought it was one of those that you couldn't.
Oh,
Because I'd
okay.
only ever seen people scrape them off. And I
Right.
thought, oh, you can't eat them, right? But like, it's like podo seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't eat podo seeds.
Oh,
Me
okay.
too.
But I have seen other people that won't eat. I eat the skins,
I eat the skin.
but not the seeds. And my mother-in-law will eat the seeds, but not the skins.
Okay.
It's
The other way around.
random, right?
Yeah.
But,
But
I
that's
also
good,
don't
right?
like watermelon seeds. I know you can eat them, but
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Me too.
I'll spit them out.
Seeds. You're
This,
afraid
the
that
watermelon
the-
seeds.
you're afraid that the watermelon will grow
Go
into your
inside
belly.
you.
When I was younger, yes, 'cause
Yeah.
my brother told me that, and I believed that for years.
Till now.
Till now.
지금까지.
One kind of weird fact, did you know that the tame is actually like in the family of cucumber?
Oh, I thought
What?
it was like watermelon type.
No, I think it's in the family. Correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, pound 9870, but I think tame is actually in the genus family of cucumber.
Cool.
What?
But it kind of makes sense a little bit.
tastes
Have you
like-
ever cut the green part off a cucumber and just eaten the white part? It's not savory at all.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very hydrated.
Yes,
like
yes.
very, and I wouldn't say sweet, but it's also not like a savory kind of.
Really?
Actually, now
Didn't
that
know
I
that,
think of
did
it,
ya?
if you get a small cucumber and fatten it a little bit, and yeah,
Turn it green. And there you go, right?
get a changwe.
But again, I do like cucumber also in summertime because it's
Yeah.
light,
Yeah.
refreshing. Have you ever had cucumber in your water though?
Oh, I did sometimes. yeah.
Okay, so it's not. I've a lot of people I ask if they've ever had cucumber in their water. They're all like, "Wait, what? Do you put
I know,
cucumber
it's not
in
a
water?"
common thing, yeah.
Right. And again, our Suli, who does the quiz with me, she was like, "What do you put in your water to make it taste?" You know, and I was like, "Oh, you can put lemon, you can put lime.
Yeah.
Some people put watermelon because it
Yeah.
just gives it a teeny tiny little hint of a flavor." I personally like lime drops because they're easier
Yeah.
and to carry around and stuff. But I said, "Oh, and some people will put cucumber in." It's like I think it's a very British thing, but and she was like, "Wait a minute."
What?
Cucumber in the water? I'm like, yeah, it's like it's a very clean tasting, clean smelling. You don't really taste the cucumber so much as it's a smell. Some water has a bit smell.
Yeah.
Frank's looking at me like, what do you mean water has no smell? There's nothing in there. But I mean, like if you ever smelt your tap water versus your filtered
Yeah.
water, or cold water versus water you've left on the counter for a while, and you're like, what?
That like
What is
hot,
that?
hard
Yeah.
mineral smell.
Right. So if you want to, if some people can't get over that
Yeah.
part, so they put like a little bit of cucumber or something that changes the smell. I like raspberries in my water.
You know,
I just
Kayla
like
is
raspberries.
you're making me feel strange.
From all the way down the table, listeners, I'm making Frank feel strange. Mission accomplished, life check, bucket list.
Oh,
Like, I really don't understand how you just put
put stuff in water.
like cucumber in water. For lemon, I know it's
Yeah.
it's normal.
common,
but
Right.
Like putting cucumber in water and drink the water.
Right. But think about it like lemon is very acidic for some people, and it's too sour for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas cucumber, when you eat a cucumber, even babies will gnaw on cucumbers as long as it's a safe, way, without allergy worries. So it's just something that takes the smell out of your water, and also just gives it just
you slice it.
You don't just stick it.
Right? Yeah.
There we go.
Slice
I
it.
actually don't eat cucumber. That's
Oh,
why
okay,
I
that's
really
it.
feel strange about
Now you're
that.
making me feel
Really?
strange. Somebody who doesn't eat cucumbers, we can't be
But
friends.
you eat pickles?
Oh yeah, do you eat
I
pickles?
remove them.
Oh.
Wow.
Is it because of the
Oh,
taste,
my.
texture, color?
I just don't like it.
But I kind of understand the water part, like putting them in water, because I know people do put cucumbers in like jeans and rum
Yeah.
too.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
it's like similar.
Yeah.
Have you never seen someone lying with cucumbers over their eyes?
That's another
At the
thing.
beach.
Facial
Yeah.
mask, yeah.
Right, because
Like-
it's like hydrating. It can pull out like inflammation and
Oh, really?
Oh.
I thought it was.
And then you just eat it after.
fiction.
Yeah.
except for Frank. Just eat them.
I'm really feeling strange already.
Are there any fruits that you guys find unique? Like, I don't know if you're looking at the table right now, listeners, if you go into if you go into Nautube and check out the very far closest to Frank, I find that to be a unique looking fruit.
It is.
근데 이거 큰 양파 아니에요?
Some may say it looks like red onions.
Yeah, it
little
looks
bit.
like just a really big onion, but I'm sure.
Do we know the name of that one?
It's dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit.
Oh, it's the
Yongwa.
dragon fruit. Right, right,
Yongwa.
okay. That's the one that's inside that's like white?
White with
black.
seeds, yeah.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've ever eaten that.
It's actually really good if it's like ripe.
If
So I
it's
went to
not ripe?
Cambodia and then actually tried the really like ripe ones,
Oh.
and they're so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's not ripe, what does it taste like?
It's just sour.
Oh.
Kayla, foggy.
When I was younger, I loved just eating lemon wedges,
Wow.
especially if your mouth, sometimes when you get dehydrated and your mouth feels a bit like bleh, and you just feel like you need something to like refresh it.
which one is
Because it makes your mouth start watering because you think of, oh, that's sour. Who sucks on a lemon? But or orange, sucking on orange, kind of things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the popular ones. April's going to talk about the chamwe, right?
So chameg, or Korean Oriental melon, is a type of melon primarily grown in Korea. So the skins are bright yellow, crunchy, juicy, and sweet. And its flavor has been described as a cross between a honeydew melon and a cucumber. So it's a must-eat summer fruit for Korean people because of its low price.
Okay.
And it's 90% water, so it can be eaten as a whole.
I did not know that. That's
Some
a
people
lot of water. That's
yeah.
really hydrating.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat more of them today.
Right. So I'm gonna introduce you a few more fruits.
Okay.
The next one is pear, the Asian pear, and we have the pear today. And so it's a very common summer fruit eaten by Koreans. They look like apples, unlike the Western pears.
Right.
So pear is hard, crisp, sweet, slightly tart at the core, and very juicy. So because of also their high water content, which makes them low calorie, so they're not cooked into pies or preserved into jams or jellies. In Korea, they're peeled and enjoyed as raw or just as a snack or dessert, and eaten in salads sometimes, and used as sweeteners in cooking and marinating process. So my mom uses this pear for LA kalbi marinating.
Oh my gosh, yes, so delicious, right? They taste almost like an apple to me, but like a different
do.
tasting kind of apple.
Right.
You can eat it like an apple, it's crunchy like an apple. I love them, but they are very different from a Western pear,
Right.
which is green, skinnier at the top, and kind of bells out at the bottom. And the Western pears are, I don't know how you might say it, like mushy.
Yeah.
They're soft.
Yeah.
That's when you
I don't
eat
really
them.
like
You don't
them.
eat them crispy. Whereas the first time I ate a pear here, I crunched into it. I was like, what did I just eat? Is this an apple or a pear? Kind of like the peaches, right?
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
say you're a pear-shaped body in Korea, the people might be like, what?
That's very common in Canada, pear-shaped. I'm a
Now,
pear-shaped.
now that I think of it, yeah.
Come a little closer, Elvis. I'll pear-shape you. All right, anything else you want to explain to us?
So there's another one. It's called halabong. So it's we don't have it today, but a lot of people know it. So it's a citrus hybrid that is representative of Jeju Island, and it is distinctive due to its sweet taste and large size and large protruding bump on the top of the fruit.
I like the bump. It makes them really easy to peel. Like Elvis!
That's a good example.
Raw tube, Elvis's head looks like a hot bone.
So can you peel
Hala
it?
hala bom,
Let's
bom.
not try peel for us. But we need a green leaf. The good ones come with the green leaf that sticks out, right?
Actually, I like the juice, the jalapeno juice.
Yes,
Yes, that
I
is
tried it,
true.
and it was really nice.
Anything else you want to quickly...
Yes. So the last one that I want to mention is the 씨 없는 수박, seedless melon. So of course we said about watermelons in Korea, and so I myself is 수박 killer. So I always eat watermelons during the summer. And seedless watermelons were actually developed in Japan.
Okay.
And right after Ujangchun Baksa introduced the seedless watermelons to Korean farmers, like right after it was developed.
Okay.
Which makes Japan and Korea the first ones to produce seedless melons. So have you tried the seedless ones before?
Probably. Without even
Probably.
thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't really think.
Small weird bumps. And
Sorry,
and then
Elvis, you're out.
and then the second one is orange creamy field spots. Look for them.
Okay.
So 바닥 부분이 노랗거나 주황색일수록 좋다고 하더라고요.
Okay.
And then the third one is larger webbing, or it's called sugar spots. So 표면에 갈색 선이나 거미줄 모양의 스크래치가 많을수록 it's more sweeter. And then did I say 5? But okay. Anyways, the last one is stem tail. The 꼬리
Right.
should be dry. So if it's too fresh, it's not that sweet.
Got it. I thought you were going to tell me about the smell. I should pick it up and smell
If you
it.
can smell it, I mean, I think they'll all smell the same.
It
But
smells like
No, if
southwestern
people who can smell
tip
sugar,
of...
so
okay, if you have like the power to smell the sugar,
Well, some do have really, sensitive noses where they can smell something that's turning, when you get that smell sort of. I don't know. It's not me. Everything smells the same to me.
I didn't know that there are ways to choose.
yeah.
stuff.
It's helpful information, right?
Yeah,
If it
very.
was me, the only thing I had is like the closest.
No. You have
Whatever
to
it
look
is.
for the signs.
For the signs, listeners. Okay, let's move to Elvis.
Yeah. Well, for me, of course, as she mentioned, the fruits unique to Korea. After coming to Korea, I was able to see like the Korean pear.
Right.
Yeah, and it's interesting because since the first time I didn't like think of the shape. I just like naturally ate it, and then now that she mentions it, I'm like, oh, it's actually a different shape. The
It
Korean
is.
pear
Yes.
is round. Yeah, and the pears back in Kenya are more of like the little bird and then it rounds at the bottom. Yeah,
right.
just like in Canada.
Right.
Yeah, the Western pear. But then ours are crunchy.
Oh, crunchy.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are crunchy like the Korean ones.
How cool is that?
I think that's why I never thought about it. Yeah,
Right.
but yeah,
Okay.
that's very interesting.
There's golden pears.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there's the green pears. And the
Yeah.
green pears are meant to be eaten bushier.
Yeah, they're bushier. Yeah.
And the golden pears, I think, are supposed to be the crunchier ones.
Yeah, because
Oh, we have pictures up on NotTube.
yeah. So like when you go to fruits unique to Kenya,
Okay.
we have like the jackfruit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
the jackfruit is kind of like similar to like we have the one from the Middle East dish. It's called the durian.
Stinky one.
Yeah. They can easily be confused. So, but the jackfruit doesn't like stink. It just has like a strong pungent smell.
Okay.
Yeah, which is still not good for me. Still, like, still feel like
Take the stuff off it before.
Yeah.
I had already
I feel like
opened.
yeah. But actually, the jackfruit is actually when I go to my mother's hometown,
Right.
they actually grow it there.
And really? Okay.
So and they grow on trees
Oh.
high up, and they are very big. But they
I'm
grow
trying to
on.
picture that in my head. Okay.
Yeah. That's the interesting thing about jackfruits.
I would afraid something would fall
I know,
on me.
they're like
Exactly,
big
right?
and pointy.
huge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It may fall on your head.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
like
It's in a
dangerous.
road and you're
Right.
passing by.
Yeah.
If it's ripe and it's really heavy,
Yeah.
and anytime if you're having a bad day, you just fall on your head.
It's like watermelon on a tree.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be wearing a hard hat anytime I go to.
You need a helmet.
Yeah, Isaac Newton was lucky. Yeah?
All right, listeners, on that note, we need to take a station break as I contemplate life of walking past jack trees in Kenya. We're going to listen to a track by the Dick Punks and Chakche. It's called Pyeonghang-son. You just, like...
It will.
It's
I'm telling you.
spiky and...
So you have to
it's
go
so
back.
My
scary,
brain
yeah.
is not functioning. I'm like, it's like coconuts just walking along, but at least coconuts, they're, you know...
Yeah.
I mean, they're still hard, but like they're not that big as jackfruit.
Yeah.
And not
I
that
think
pointy.
coconuts can gain momentum because they are very high up.
They're high. The higher they are, the more
Yeah,
you feel pain. The
Right.
higher they are.
To a certain point, they still fall at the same rate.
No.
If it's
Or
really
velocity fine.
Yeah,
They still fall
kind
at the
of,
same
yeah.
velocity.
but for like these big fruits, it might fall at any time.
Yeah.
Well, are there like news reports where people
No.
are like,
Maybe
That
they
is
just
the
put
story.
something on their head and they're like, whoop, gotta have a bath now.
In that case, you have to rush back home.
yes.
Or if you're like Kayla wearing a white t-shirt or white shirt,
Do not
Does
jinx
it get
me.
stained?
it will just fall on your shirt. You go back. It's like
It's like,
oh
I was hungry. I skipped breakfast. Thank
no
you.
way. Imagine if a
Where are we
super
here?
falls on your head.
Oh no.
that one.
I was like, my eyes are...
You'll be hospitalized.
Are they in
I feel
there?
that even when
Pins up right here.
when the subak is on the floor and it rolls on my foot, and I feel like
Apparently not yet.
Okay.
Where is Pencil?
he's
Pins
sleeping.
up
Maybe
my-
he's sleeping today.
He's
too.
yes. like
Again,
last
because
time.
too hot. He's a night owl, maybe.
Yeah.
He's sleeping. Think it's not Simon.
So yeah, this one's actually the seedless.
I've been lying.
This is actually the seedless one.
Really?
Yeah.
But those are seeds.
So I don't see.
But like it's not black, black hard
Yeah.
seeds. Yeah.
Then I've eaten them.
Because these are considered seedless. Because the white ones you can just chew and then digest without any issues. But like the black ones are really hard to chew.
But
Ooh, and they don't taste good.
Yeah,
when you
and
chew
they
them
don't taste
either.
good.
you guys are really making me feel so strange. Like I never eat fruit. Like it's like accidental. If someone tells me, "Oh, let's eat this thing," I would just eat it. But I never think.
Like
of
if
eating
I'm
fruit.
living when I was living alone, like I don't think I actually like I'd be like, oh, I'll buy some fruits for me to eat at
Yeah,
home. Like
yeah.
I've never done that. I think.
It's when you're walking past and they would you like to have this thing? And you're like, oh, that's so good. I haven't had a banana in forever. And
Yeah.
you buy them and then you're just like, you ate 3 bananas. You have thousands of bananas left. And you're like,
yeah.
It's like, no.
now I remember why I haven't bought them in forever.
I once tried it to have fruits at home, but it happens that they rot at home.
Yeah,
But
You don't
if you're
need-
living
you
alone,
end
that
up trying them,
happens.
right?
Yeah.
That is what happened to the raspberries I was going to bring you guys. I tripped and fell. They
Oh,
fell
no.
into my mouth over
Fell into your mouth.
Oh,
Just
it's
happened
your
to
mouth.
go into your
Oh.
mouth.
Yes, it was. I dove to save them.
That should make a very nice GIF.
You know what? And my son, I was gonna make some into ice cream with like yogurt, and then my
Yeah.
son was like, "So, mommy, where did the yogurt go?" And I was like, "Oh, I tripped and I fell." He's like, "Did it go on the floor?" I'm like, "No, it went in my mouth."
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just like, and he's like, "So you ate it?"
He's not
Like,
falling for it.
he's international age 6, so he's like, "So you ate it?" I was like, "No, I fell and it fell into my mouth." He's like, "With your hand?" Maybe.
Maybe with a spoon.
Maybe.
It was in one of those mixing cups, so technically, I
Okay.
suppose,
Oh,
with my
Wow.
hand.
what a bad mom.
He's so smart.
Smart mom.
Smart boy.
Is
Smart
it-
boy, yeah, he's
the
not
guy is
falling
smart,
off.
but the mom. And they're
The mom is cute.
Stay over there and feel uncomfortable.
Oh, we have like, I don't know.
Those are raspberries.
Are
I
they
mean, yes,
raspberries?
those
Yeah.
are raspberries.
I don't,
Okay.
They look like some wild things.
Because sometimes they look like,
Right?
Black
black,
gaps.
yeah, like I get confused with those two.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. They're wild strawberries.
Oh, wild strawberries. Okay, I thought they were more red.
I was gonna say, aren't wild strawberries also
wild.
like look like strawberries? I
Apparently
think you
they're
just
different.
call them raspberries.
Maybe. And then we have blueberries.
I was gonna say we might not distinguish. Oh yeah, blueberries. are so delicious. If you make like this, but add some like blueberries.
우유도 넣어야 되는 거 아니야? 여기서 섞어가지고 하나하나씩
맛있겠다.
드시면서요. 라디오 틀고 이거 소리 나니까 그러니까 소리 나는 것까지 다 담아서 진행하시게요.
라디오 방송
식감에서 살다 어떤 것 같은데?
쉐키라.
확실히 맛이 어떤 거죠?
Now I see. I've eaten the dragon fruit.
You've eaten dragon fruit before?
Yeah, but in salads probably.
In salad.
We are back, maybe, and we are talking all about fruit today, and especially fruit that is kind of summer in nature. Like, I mean, there's lots of fruit everywhere, and which is okay, right? That's okay. But we are talking more about fruit that is like summer eating fruit, the fruit that you mostly find, because I know some people will say, well, Korean pears are more like a Chuseok kind of time thing, because that is usually when the huge harvest does happen, but there are some that come early as well, right? So we are actually going to try some mukbang of summer fruits. Be excited with us, listeners. And if you have not done so, please go on to Channel GFN and like and subscribe and watch us try and eat delicious fruit. One thing though, I wanted to quickly mention for Elvis, sorry. Elvis, you were talking about different fruits like the jackfruit, right? But what other fruits, I'm kind of just curious, typical general fruits, like in Canada, the summer fruits that are most popular, yes, we have watermelon, we have honeydew, we have cantaloupe, and but like, typical really popular summer fruits would be blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries, because you can go out into the field and actually pick them yourself, you know. So I'm just curious, what are the general fruits other than the jackfruit that isn't around?
Well, if I think like not exactly summer, but when it's hot in Kenya, the fruits that are most common actually are the mangoes.
The mango.
Because you're a subtropical, you said? Climate. So what kind? Those kinds of fruits would be
December.
in December. Okay, December. Got it.
So mangoes, like we have like very different types of mangoes. You have like small mangoes. You have like apple mangoes.
I didn't even know there were more than one kind of mango.
There's like huge mangoes, small mangoes.
Do they all taste generally the same, or is like
it's a little bit
or
different.
is it like
There
the
are
pears
ones that are
where
actually very sweet, and we are very savory. And there are some that are kind of salty a little bit.
And you know the most
so
interesting the most interesting thing is like mangoes are self-service on the road.
What does that mean exactly?
You don't need to ask anybody. Like I want a mango. You don't need to go and buy them. You just pass by. You want it?
Yeah.
Grab it and go.
I'm going to caution listeners not to just grab mangoes off people's property just in case you're in Kenya, because I don't know what Kenyan jails look like, but just in case someone takes issue of you taking their mango.
Well, if you happen to have a shibon in your pocket, it's okay.
Like Shibon.
Bring me some money just in case, but
just
otherwise, or get one of the native Kenyans to steal it for you and give it to you.
It's not stealing, it's freedom.
It's
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel a bit like it's stealing.
it's sharing.
Sharing.
Sharing is caring.
The trees are
That is
there.
true. That's what I tell my kids. Give mommy the candy. Sharing is caring.
You know, Kayla, as I told you, if you don't eat them, they will ripe and they will fall on your head. So you better eat them.
Okay, well,
That's a good
makes
excuse, but
Do not go to a mango farm and be like, well, it might fall on my head as I walk on your private property, and therefore I'm going to eat your mango.
Oh, but of course, as you said, if it's a farm,
Yeah.
like if it's like a person who is just doing business with mangoes
Right.
and other fruits, don't.
Well, that's
Right.
why I'm cautioning people. Do not just randomly assume that it's a wild mango.
But
and
on the
then-
roads,
On the
you
road,
will
like-
find trees.
yeah,
on the
that's
road.
so cool. Like they have mango trees on the road.
It is, because I mean, if you've ever driven the highways in Korea, you can see actually, like, I think they're oranges, really small oranges, on the highways.
Oh,
But I
okay.
wouldn't stop and pick one of those either, because I don't know if they're actually on someone's land or...
Might be, yeah.
If you go to village out of the city,
Yeah.
that's the best.
You can just enter someone's compound and
You can
find their tree.
Yeah, and again, if you're not interested, seeing the inside of a prison of another country, or even my own country, is not on my bucket list. So, just be careful who you're entering the compound of.
Don't try it.
Yes. See,
After
thank you.
all that.
After all that.
If you
don't
come to
try it.
Rwanda, make sure you tell me to help
Yeah.
you.
So actually,
Get Frank to steal it for you.
this is more common with the next fruit that is unique maybe to Kenya, maybe Rwanda too. We have
Yeah.
like it's called the guava.
Guavas.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Wow.
I've heard of that, but I don't think I've ever eaten it. Have you, April?
I don't think I've eaten like the good guava.
Mm,
But I had like like some drinks have
Yeah.
guava flavors.
So
So
right.
Oh.
Okay. I
There's
didn't know
a
if that was
difference.
actually.
Yeah,
there's a
big
difference.
There's
there.
actually a difference
Yeah.
between the drink and the
The
real
fruit,
fruit. Like
yeah.
there's
Makes my
kind of
stomach growl. I was
the
talking
feeling
yummy
of
fruit.
eating the fruit, like the solid
Yeah.
fruit, and the feeling
of course,
drinking the
it's
juice
totally
is really
different.
different.
Yeah.
Is it
I think
crunchy or
soft.
is it soft like a mango? Well, like
It's
most
actually
mango.
very seedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have like eating a lot of seeds, so it's more of crunchy.
Can you eat the seeds?
You
Yeah.
have to eat the
You
seeds.
have to.
Okay.
And actually the skin too, the peeling.
True.
Yeah.
You
You
eat the
just
skin as
wash
well.
it
Yeah, you
very
just
well.
wash it and yeah.
And
Can I say that's one thing that's really weird in that I had a hard time getting over? In Korea, you don't eat the skins of apples. They peel the skins
Yeah,
of
they
pears.
do.
And I'm like, I
Who
don't
does that?
understand. Oh, so many
people.
I'm strange.
My family does, but I just eat it like
I
With
just
the
eat.
peeling, right?
I literally like my mother-in-law will peel it, and then I'll just sit there and eat the skins because I think it's like delicious. And she's like, you can have the, and I'm like, no, I'll just eat them together. Put it back together.
So they just peel everything, so they leave the
That's
leaves
like your
for Kayla.
fiber part. Well, my husband was like, "What are you doing? Don't eat that." I'm like, but it's.
Actually, I think it's if you wash it, if you really wash it.
Yeah.
very
yeah.
well.
If you wash it
Yeah.
well, yeah.
The pear too.
Yeah, the
yeah,
pear
like,
too,
but that's
yeah.
where your fiber comes
Right.
It is,
from.
it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like But again, I'm weird because I don't eat podo seeds either. Okay, so we're actually going to take a moment for April to do some
Yeah. Magic.
ASMR.
So today we have the hwachae, which is like basically fruit punch. But I think mostly people think of fruit punch with like more liquids
Yeah.
than like because we have like probably 80% fruit,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna have some cider. This is like the important component of hwachae, and so I'm just gonna open it up.
Wow.
Such a good sound.
That's refreshing.
So for fruit for today hwachae we have subak, we have the yongwa, the dragon fruit,
Yeah.
and then we also have the pear, and then the raspberries and the blueberries. So we have a lot of kinds
It's
today.
basically the fruits in front of us, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Are
try
you going
to
to put it entirely all in the bucket?
not all of it, but
Yeah.
most of it, I guess.
Fighting. All right, listeners. She is now currently pouring.
That sounds nice.
That's Kayla.
Doesn't
I
it
have to
feel?
listen.
Are you okay?
Don't you feel a little bit like goosebumps?
Oh, look at that.
I was gonna say without dumping it out. Can you?
Oh.
So about that much.
Yeah.
Because for
Can you
me,
smell that?
when I make hwachae, I make it from the subak, the
Oh, in the
Yeah. But you can use it like this, and I'm just gonna share it.
My stomach is going to growl.
So get
Nope,
your
I
cups.
did.
Get your. Oh, I heard that. I actually heard Kayla's growling. Her stomach was growling a lot.
That's called kide.
It
Kide,
looks
kide.
so delicious, listeners. I don't know if you haven't, or you're unable to go onto NordTube. It looks like so refreshing. The colors actually all blend together.
Yeah.
There's, deep red and blue and white and black little pieces with like the pinky watermelon color, and that sound, of an opening carbonated beverage,
Yeah.
or the pouring.
Yeah.
So in the hot summers, we would have the ice cubes in also,
Right.
Oh.
Think of like, if you don't know what this is like, think of like, when you have the vin chaud in wintertime, where you have, it's like the mulled wine. Like,
Right.
it's basically not real wine, but, or you can make it with real wine. But it has like the fruit in it. It's got the apple and the orange and some other, like rosemary sometimes, which is very savory. This looks very sweet. Do you want to pass me a spoon there.
Oh,
I was actually like, I think we need spoons.
Well, I was gonna say I could try to dump it in my mouth, but you know that would never end well for me, listeners.
For me.
She has that.
it's actually my first time. Oh, she has this.
Do you need more cider?
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like the fruits more than the cider. Okay.
And then you have to open. Yes, spoon.
The spoon.
Yeah.
Make that as loud as I can.
Wow.
Wow. Being careful, of course, around expensive equipment. Or do we only have 3 spoons?
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll chug it. No, it's okay.
I gotta read stuff, so.
Oh,
You eat.
That's a game. Chug it, chug
Chuggy
it.
it. Chuggy it.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we are trying this beautiful thing
Yep.
in front of us, how about Frank? You tell us a little bit about the fruit in Rwanda.
Oh, okay.
They're getting one more spoon. Throw it!
it's so good.
My stomach is still growling. It's trying to tell me, excuse me, you have not eaten yet.
Yeah, right?
You have not tried it yet.
Okay, actually, as Kayla said a while ago, in Rwanda, personally, as we said last time, there's no summer, but sometimes when it's hot, people really like eating apples.
Oh, okay.
And the same thing as guava and mangoes, as he said. But in particular with apples, how is it? Good?
Yeah, it's good.
Like with apples, you will find that we don't have the red ones, but mostly green ones. Like green apples.
Yeah, true. Mm.
So me personally,
That's
they are very
interesting.
expensive actually.
Yeah, they're expensive.
There's no sharing of apples on the roads. You will just have to go to the market and find it.
I'm gonna crunch. He says apple so you can feel the crispness, but there's nothing crisp in my mouth. It's a watermelon.
I really want to try it.
It's like, like next time.
I'm talking to you. Listeners,
good.
Frank's
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
is like, oh, good. On
Oh,
NodTube, there is a picture of the apples from Rwanda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They
on
look
the
like-
other side,
We call them like Granny Smith apples, like the green crunchy ones.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other side?
and the other
picture?
side, they look like oranges, but like cool. They are cool, but you can see the color is kind of different.
Right.
But the taste, if I compare with Korea, is kind of the same taste.
It's like calamansia.
Yep.
They look a bit like
Oh,
calamansia.
I thought it was
By
colored.
the way.
But they are
I think they're
smaller.
just different, right?
Smaller compared to Korean ones,
Yeah.
but the taste is kind of.
Similar.
ASMR.
All right, listeners, on the radio, unfortunately, we have run out of time for Hello Korea for today. Stay tuned again on NodTube for the rest of the show. Earlier in the show, we asked you what your favorite fruit was. Thank you so much for all of your messages. We'll get through them all. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to bring you the latest cultural news. We will have our daily quiz. Suli will be in the studio with me tomorrow for foodie trends in Korea. And lastly, Gogo will be here to talk about life with family and navigating that road here on Juma Talk. You can join us 10:05 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. Monday to Friday right here on GFN. Stay tuned for live coronavirus updates from TBS Seoul. Have a great day. We'll meet you back here tomorrow. The last song for our show for today will be this track. It's called The Subak, and April, who's it by?
하얀 Factory and Hot Choco.
There was no way I was going to get through that without having looked at it first. So, if you're still with us here on Not To Know, woo! Thank you. Don't go anywhere yet, because
Bang!
yes, this is so delicious. It's like
It's
such
amazing.
a mix.
맛있어?
No, 너무나 맛있어. But like
much that.
the cider is like, it's weird because you have all this fruit, and when I eat a fruit salad, it's usually like a thick syrupy kind of sauce. So then all of a sudden you have this like bit of a tang with the cider. It's all of a sudden it's like a bing. Oh wait, nope.
They actually go well together.
Yeah.
And I think the wild strawberries are really taste like wild.
Tastes like raspberries. to me.
I like how like the watermelon and chamay makes it really crispy too. So it's not all like soggy, soft.
I like fresh fruit. Like I don't mind. I like frozen fruit too. Don't get me wrong. But there's such a difference in taste between like frozen raspberries or frozen blueberries, I should say, and like fresh blueberries. And people are like, well, they taste the same. Well, they do. It's not like there's this a completely different taste.
Yeah.
It's just that fresh blueberries just taste better.
It does. It does.
I think most fruit probably tastes better fresh, but when you don't have access to fresh fruit, frozen fruit and frozen vegetables still have they still retain all of the nutrients, minerals, etc., and vitamins in them, right?
Oh, I should start eating fruits.
Of course.
So I sometimes when I was like living alone, I would get frozen fruits, like mixed fruits, and put them inside that, and then just like drink while like the fruit is melting or thawing, and then it's
Such a
actually
good deal.
it's
right?
actually good. It's really good.
Really? I should try that.
When I was,
It'll taste like this, but like this is way better because it's fresh. But
especially if you're low on funds, like let's say
Yeah.
your household, it's I don't know, polite way to say if you lack a lot of disposable income, and fruits. Let's be honest, fruits nowadays are really expensive.
Expensive.
Fresh fruits nowadays are really expensive. So. Buying fruit to have it go bad on the counter is ridiculous. Nobody can afford that. So buying frozen fruit, especially frozen strawberries, when the May period time where all of the strawberries are like 5,000 won for a flat, and you're like, I can't eat all those, but I buy them and then I wash them, cut them, and freeze them in the for the winter time. Then you can make smoothies, fruit
Right.
yogurt smoothies or fruit yogurt juice. You can make your own ice cream during the summertime.
right.
You can
Yeah,
save
right.
money that way, because at first when my kids were really young they loved fruit, but like one thing of blueberries is like manwan, and you're like,
So expensive.
so 10 blueberries for manwan, so here's your chunwon's blueberry. And then my kid would be like, yeah, right, and you could get these like 1 kilogram bags of frozen blueberries for manwan, and my kid would eat a whole bowl of them, and his like
All blue.
his mouth would be blue, his fingers would be blue, later would be blue. And he'd be like, oh, I know you had too many blueberries today.
Wow.
But he would ask for like bowl after bowl after bowl.
Yeah.
And I'd give it to him because I'm like, it's not, because in summertime when it's really hot, it's not ice cream with all the added sugar. It's literally just fresh fruit. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, it's better than giving him 5 ice creams.
Yeah.
So. And also I couldn't afford the fresh stuff.
Sometimes it frozen bananas. Like if I buy like a bulk of bananas and then it gets too ripe, like I don't want to get too ripe. So before that, I peel them off and then put it wrap it like with foil or like plastic wrap, and then put it in the fridge. It becomes a banana ice cream.
Yeah, and if you take them out, listen, if you're
Frank's face.
but if you take them out and you take the peel off and you microwave them a bit with a little bit of honey, it makes like really great banana jam to go on toast.
That too, yeah.
We need to be taking notes right now.
Let me
right?
tell
Or
you.
if your banana gets ripe, take muffin mix and just add it to the muffin mix all squished up, and you have banana muffins.
You know what? For this summer vacation, I'm taking classes about eating.
Right?
About eating?
You know, I'm feeling so like I have never eaten in my life, according to the way you were saying.
Right?
Really?
I
Because
think
I don't want my
Life
fruits to
hacks.
go bad, right? So that's like
no, for us, like basically we have so many fruits at our disposal, and they're always like fresh fruits available. So there's not like the need to go to that extent with frozen
Exactly,
fruits and
exactly.
such.
I've never been to the market like in Rwanda to buy fruits.
oh. Well, we're in Korea now.
I've never been.
When I came to Korea, it kind of annoyed me to just go to the
that's
market and buy. I went to buy apples. I will find like one 봉지. It's like in Emart, it's like 15,000원. I say, why would I buy? I count the number.
Yeah, of course.
6 apples for $15.
It's not even up to a week. So
That's true.
6 apples,
Yeah.
15,000. If I multiply, let's say, 30 days
Yeah.
in 1 month,
Yeah.
that's times 5. I will have to spend like 75,000 on
Yes.
apples. That's when I stopped everything.
Does it
And
ever
that-
make you feel how blessed, though, you were, without even knowing it, living in Rwanda, about
Exactly.
how easy it was to get fruits that other people in the
Exactly.
world
Yeah.
didn't have?
You know, I would just be on my way to somewhere. I can see good mangoes, mostly in December. Let me tell you, in November, December, and January, there are a lot of mangoes everywhere.
So I stopped. I stole a few.
You will be on your
Dipped
way.
it on my way.
I'm
just
just gonna
grabbed
get
one
some
for them.
mangoes because
Yeah,
I'm
right.
thirsty and hungry.
Could you imagine? I was gonna go pick some mangoes off a tree.
Mostly in schools. When you go
Yeah.
to school, they
That's so
all have
cool.
trees, so students enjoy a lot.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something you don't think about.
Yeah.
It's just, fruit that often. And then when you came here, you're just like, where's all the fruit?
And actually, I don't like bananas because they spoil.
Yeah,
quite
but,
easily.
but if you
They
use
do.
my method, it's actually good.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, I may say like, I don't really think about doing all of that.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
it's
did-
like two kitchen.
One day, when you're older and you're like, I have $100 and I need to pay 8 bills and still buy food, you will think of April's hack.
Oh, yeah.
I would just leave everything.
The easy way is to
Sorry, kids. I'm just leaving it. Fend for yourself.
Not for you.
Go
Just
pick,
for me.
go pick a mango off the tree if you're hungry.
right. In your case, it's different.
In your case, you have a particular case because we have kids. Not even 1, 3. but when it comes to a kind of guy like me, I can stop eating fruits.
Okay.
Well,
But of course, I will meet them on the way
Right.
Somewhere.
somewhere.
All right,
On
listeners,
agenda.
we have to wrap it up now. We want to say thank you for joining us here today and for watching us eat the fruit, which apparently Elvis did not like. He's hardly eaten any. Join us next week. We'll see you back next week for some more What Are You Doing and more interesting things that we get up to, right? 안녕, 여러분.
Bye.
Hey.
I was going to say, April and I have like power through ours.
You know,
Elvis
No,
is all like, I'm not sure.
the way you guys
It's the eating style.
eat
Mm.
fruit
수고했어요.
is so different than
맛이 없어? 뭐가 맛이 없어?